I'm gonna line 100 men up against the wall. I bet $100 I can bang them all. I banged about 98. I thought my back would break. I went around the corner, got an oyster stew. Came back, banged another 2. I'm gonna win that banging bet. I may bang the other 2 yet. Tomorrow night at the Darktown Struthers Ball, I wish I had strength. Tomorrow night, Darktown Struthers Ball. This is Belle Barth. She says dirty words in a cute way, and everybody digs her the most. Because she's about a booster. She makes flanken with kasha vanishkas, with grits. Boston? Pardon me. I had a bunch of buttes from Boston here last night, real squares. One looked at me like this. I said, if I was Paul Revere, I never would have warned you bastards. That's a hell of an opener for a record, I'll tell you that. If you're going to be embarrassed, honey, you'll have to leave because here you won't hear the Gettysburg Address, you know. I'm going to send this record to Tel Aviv. I wanted to know the words to Hava Nagila, but I couldn't find them until I listened to Harry Belafonte. I heard it in Israel this time. Yeah, I heard a great group called the Foreskins. You're so bashful, you don't like my show, so how come you got a ringside seat? All the ones that don't...
We got our own interpreters right behind.
I'll interpret for you, honey. I'll interpret. There's only 2 words you have to know anyway in the Yiddish language, and that's gelt and schmuck. Because if a man has no gelt, he is. He is. All the stories I tell you are stories that are told to me by stars, rabbis, reformed. If I embarrass you, please tell your friend. Kakamon. Means God bless you. Are you Italian? She's got a healthy pair of colognes there, right? Like the laziest waitress in the world, carrying the lumps of sugar inside here. Guy comes in for a cup of coffee. She says, sugar? He says, yes. So she gives him 2 lumps. She bends down. She says, cream? He says, you wouldn't dare. Plus, I have other stories that are a little risque. We had another one about an old man who lost all his money. 70 years old, he hasn't got a dime. Who does he blame? His wife. He said, if you're a good wife, you go out, you work for me. She says, I should work, I'm so old and bent. She says, what could I do? He says, you could be a whore. She says, I could be a whore. He says, you could try. She says, I'll try. She leaves the house 1 o'clock in the afternoon, comes back 1 o'clock the next morning, all stooped over, dirty, disheveled, cumbers the gate. He says, you made out? She says, certainly I made out. I made $24.10. He says, what's the 10 cents? She says, everybody gave me 10 cents. It's a cute story, right, boy? How do I ever get a clean one in the show? She don't believe it, huh? Is she old enough to be here? This is a dignified beach, honey. You gotta be 21 to drink. 21? It's a very dignified beach. Gotta be 21 to drink. 14 to love, but 21 to drink. While you're down here, please don't swim in the pools. Nobody says why?
Why?
Watch out for anybody that stands still in a pool. When you see bubbles, run like hell. You ever see a guy stand like this? What do you think he's doing? Stay the parts of those. What do you think he's doing? He ain't watching airplanes, right? He's nicht von unsere. People that don't understand Jewish live in the candlelight. Yemenites. My
my next story is a little risque. Nobody said, Belle, you lost weight. I tried so hard. Yeah, I had a double hysterectomy. 24 pounds. I eat lettuce. You know, if you eat like a rabbit. Did you know I found out Sammy Davis, my cousin? Yeah. On my mother-in-law's side. You think you got troubles? There's a guy that's Jewish, married a Gentile girl, and can't even check in the kennel work. He's got sores, right, Paula? Are you married?
I am.
Got a nice wife?
I have a beautiful wife.
You're foolish. She a nice girl? Did you know she was a virgin before you married her?
No, I didn't.
She is. Things are different today from when the first time I got married. I always say the most difficult thing for a woman to do is to try to act naive on the first night of her second marriage. She hollers at heights and he's got to tie his feet to the bed. He shouldn't fall in and drown. True? Don't play Jewish music all the time. They'll think it's a restricted club. Play an Irish song already, embarrassing me. Right, Hadassah? Yeah, we know Irish stories. I speak Irish. Did you ever hear the story? It's very cute. About the Irishman that was dying, he says to his wife, please don't bury me in a jacket. I hear it's very warm down there. Bury me in a shirt. So she buried him in a shirt. When he got down there, he was freezing. He says to a guy next to him, I thought it was hot down here. Why is it so cold? The guy says, why? The Jews are here. They put in air conditioning. When Irish eyes are smiling. Jews get blamed for everything, right? I know it's a cute story. I used it in the Hadassah. That's a religious organization for very dignified women. They all buff. They all tell me my dirty jokes. Sure, where do you think I get them from? Right? I went to the Fontainebleau Hotel yesterday. They call it the Farts and Blues. Fabulous hotel. You ever go there for lunch? Friday they serve bouillabaisse. I know what it is. It's expensive. Very dignified lady is sitting at the next table. The waiter goes by, he's scratching his. He says, sir, do you have hemorrhoids? He said, madam, just what you see on the menu. Did you get it, honey? He was an MD, a maven of the egg. The next story is my favorite. It's about a man who swallowed his own glass eye by mistake. He had it in the bathroom in the glass, and he swallowed it. He was ashamed to tell the doctor of his stupidity. He said, doctor, I have a very bad pain in my lower back. The doctor looked up his rectum and saw the eye looking back at him. He said, look, you've got to learn to trust me. Nice people are coming in. Holy night, silent night, all is calm. You don't laugh loud, you're not going to hear no jokes. I'm an Eggenitz. Any questions? He's got a nice figure. I was built like you when I was 9 years old. I expect that door to open any minute. They come in right from the hotel, you know. They're very religious people. They have one in here that's so kosher she doesn't trust the cook in the kitchen. She sent her husband to a poultry market to bring her a live chicken. She wanted to kill it herself. On the way with the chicken under his arm, you know, he wanted to go into a movie. They wouldn't let him in, so he stuck it in his pants. You know, the chicken had to breathe. Two women sat next to her, one nudged the other. She says, Sadie, look what it's doing. Sadie says, what are you so nervous? You see one, you see them all. The other one says, but this one is eating up my potato chips. Ain't I refreshing like a douche? Tell the truth. Oh, I get compliments. One says, why don't you come to the Palladium in London? Sophie Tucker comes to... just a minute. Sophie Tucker hasn't come in 40 years. Remember the story where the old lady went to the doctor, an hour later she comes back to the doctor? She says, pardon me, doctor, did I leave my panties here? Doctor says, you didn't leave them here. She says, excuse me, I must have left them by the dentist. The guy that went up on a bus, he had a hunchback, this guy. The bus was crowded. The bus driver says, you'll have to pay 2 fares, one for you and one for the hiker. That's a hunchback. The guy walks up, he pays the 2 fares, he's grumbling to another guy. He says, he says, the hell with him, I got a rupture too, but you see, it's hidden. Wake up. It's a funny story. You see, if you went to Haiti, you'd know what I'm talking about. Tomorrow she'll get a Jewish book. Marry a Jewish guy, you won't have to go for a book. What, darling? I'm dusting the piano? So what? This is not a piano. This box is older than mine. It's a piano. It's just something I could lean on, honey. I used to play the piano. I used to sing, too. Remember I used to sing nice songs? Oh, I was such a doll. I must tell them about the milk farm we have down here. Those of you who are conscious of diets, everybody's on a diet. Everybody eats cottage cheese. We have a milk farm here, co-ed, very inexpensive. For $50 a day, you get 4 high colonics. Any questions? Yesterday I went to the Fontainebleau for lunch. Did I tell you? Fabulous. After lunch I went to the pool, but not the big pool, the grown-up pool, the kiddie pool. From kids you could learn, you know. There's a 5-year-old playing with his yo-yo in the sand. He discovered he's got one, you know, and his master design. His mother says, don't you do that, dear. You'll be blind when you grow up. He says, could I just do it till I need glasses? Did you get it? She sits there like the president of B'nai B'rith. Some audience looks like a hung jury, right? I did better for the OCA. Yeah, that's the Alta Cougars Association. They happen down here, don't worry. Did you hear one prostitute talking to another prostitute? She says, I made $100 last night. The other one said, gross? She said, no, Schwartz. I went to the food fair today. You ever go to the food fair? That's the place to hear it. I went when it was raining. Woman grabs me. She says, you do your own shopping? I said, would I send my maid out in a day like today? She's a real nut. Picks up a chicken, starts to smell it. Left, right, front, back, all around, she's smelling the chicken. She says to the butcher, this chicken stinks. The butcher looked at her. He said, madam, could you pass a test like that? See, he enjoys me because he knows me. Stand up, I got a bet on you. Ooh. How can you cough in Florida? It's so healthy here. Miami Beach. Palm trees and sunshine. Is that your sister, Harry? She's a guest in the Montmartre?
I am.
You are? Certainly nice people in the Montmartre, the newest hotel, you know. That's how people judge you down here, you know, by the hotel you stop at.
Well, I wouldn't go to last year's hotel.
Well, who would go to last year's? You'd be an outcast. And you gotta drive a 1960 Cadillac. That is the truth, though. People do judge you by the hotel you stop at. You meet an old friend on the street, they don't even say hello or how are you. Where are you stopping? Very important. I met one. I said, where are you stopping? She says, to Edenrath, where else? I said, it's 7 years old already. She says, why bury you? I said, they're building it now. Yeah, I know clean stories. I don't make money with them, but I know them. Girls, doesn't it aggravate you when your husband smiles in his sleep and he doesn't talk? I hear that Paladin's wife has a new slogan. Paladin, you know Paladin?
Yes.
Have gun, will travel?
Yes.
She says, have crack, will shack until the schmuck with the gun gets back. Put that out of the tape, all right? Things are different when I was a young girl, huh? Well, we're all young girls. Today the kids have it easy. Years ago we had to go to the mikveh. We had to bathe in the holy water to be pure. For the bum that come out of a pool room. Oh, things were really rough for us. We didn't dare to have premature babies. We had to shove the kid back for 2 months. If you were skinny, the fella's mother said, she's a sick girl. She's like that. She's sick. Had to be fat in those days to be healthy. Times have changed, though. Today they do not sing the Mazel Tov song. The groom does not step on the glass. You know when they play ba-bum-ba-bum-bum? They don't do that anymore. It scares the bride and she has a miscarriage. Yeah, oh, they go through so much. I grew these roses myself. Sure. Everything changes. What used to be dimples is now varicose veins, right? The good old days were the good old days. I remember when a Trojan was a warrior. I remember when pandemonium was a nice word. Now it's a sex maniac with a credit card. Only some of them use Dinah's cards. Did you get it, sweetie? She's so young. Isn't it better she hears it from me than on the outside? The lady said to me the other night, she says, you do an naughty show in a nice way. She was from London. She was a lady. She wore gloves. Have you ever been to London, England? If you've never been there, Ganished. There you could lose weight. They eat mutton. They do. I was there 3 weeks. They speak the King's English. I didn't understand a word. Man wants to go to bed with a young lady. How do you think he asks her? Pardon me, young lady. Shall we have a go at it? Later on, he says, I do believe I'm arriving. Shall we ride together? Fabulous. Those of you who've never been to Rome, Italy, it's very romantic. To be 90 years old, if you're a blonde girl, you get lucky over there. Those Italian stallions know how to make love. If you've never been buffed in a gondola, you haven't lived. While your feet are schlepping in the water. Every time you hit a wave, the guy gets knocked right out of the box. A good man is hard to find. I always get the other kind. Just when you think he's your pal, you see him chasing around after some other gal, and then you rave. You crave, you long to see him in his grave. And if your man is nice, take Belle's advice. You hug him in the morning, you kiss him every night, you give him lots of loving, and then he'll treat you right, because a good man is hard to find. I mean find. A good man is hard to find.
I'm gonna line 100 men up against the wall. I bet $100 I can bang them all. I banged about 98. I thought my back would break. I went around the corner, got an oyster stew. Came back, banged another 2. I'm gonna win that banging bet. I may bang the other 2 yet. Tomorrow night at the Darktown Struthers Ball, I wish I had strength. Tomorrow night, Darktown Struthers Ball.
Belle Barth, she says dirty words in a cute way and everybody digs her the most. Because she's about a booster. She makes flanken. Flanken with kasha vanishkis, with grits. Boston. Pardon me. I had a bunch of buttes from Boston here last night, real squares. One looked at me like this. I said, if I was...